Alright, this is the 2" by 3" I believe, vinyl gutters. And if you put your drill bit on the center line, it'll keep all these straight. This is an older piece that I've had laying around on the property. So obviously that's my first piece I'm going to be doing. I'll clean it all up, but putting these really close together. I'll be spacing the ones out for the full-grown plants to about 7.5 inches, so they'll have room to spread out and grow. But for the nursery, this is all it's going to take. Several of these though. Alright, I'm coming 4.5 inches off the end. This will be the end where the feed line comes in. And then I'm marking it every 8 inches after that. Talked to Wayne, Patti and Wayne, and they say 8 inches is their finish trough. 8 inches on center of the hole is their finish troughs, and they said sometimes that's even too close together for some of the bigger lettuces. But that's what they look like. And I'm using a 1.5 inch hole saw bit, and that is working out really well. That's where my little seed plant starting beds were, and that is the aquaponics bed I turned into a hydroponics bed, and I am removing that and all of this to put in a new lettuce row system. Stay tuned. And I'm using the pumps that I use for the Dutch buckets to pump the water out. That one there, I brought that just in case that one gets flaky on me. These are 2 of the older ones, and I don't know how long they'll last. I changed them out. They're only like 20 bucks. They work really well for those Dutch buckets down there. This is a master blend solution, so I went ahead and pumped some of that into my Dutch bucket systems down there and top them off, and the rest is going outside. So the lawn out there is getting a drink of some pretty good stuff. I'm clearing this all out, and I'm getting ready to set up my Dutch bucket, my new lettuce rail or trough system. This is dedicated to Wayne over at Spring Hill Farms. He has been very helpful with me, helping me to build something like this. That is the lettuce man. He is the guru for lettuce and all leafy greens. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. I'll put a link at the end of this video. Peaceful sound of rain in the greenhouse. We're drying here. It's really coming down out there. Need some more footage, Patty? This is the rear support for the trough system. I'm cutting the support underneath to make it 36 inches. These are going to be 33 inches tall, and actually from front to back it'll be 36, I believe, with an inch and a half from each the top and bottom boards. So the front is going to be 39 inches. We're going to have a 3-inch drop over 10 feet. I've used 4x4s for where each of these 2x4s start and stop, and then I've got 2x4s in between. Okay, tubers, there's been a significant amount of work that's been done since I really was starting this project with you, drilling the holes in those guys. I've hooked up the pump, and this is all, I've been working with Wayne Chalmers, guys. That guy is the bombizzle. This is all dedicated to him. It's not plagiarism if you're not claiming it as your own, right? Because this is his, pretty much his design. I'm trying to mimic it as best I can. Anyway, the feed line comes from the bottom inside the tank. It goes in, elbows all the way down to about that far from the bottom, comes up into the filter or primer or whatever you want to call it, and it also feeds back in as kind of a Venturi air system. That's also Wayne's design. And then it has a feed line that runs all the way down. Now this is only about 30 feet or so total, maybe 24. I think it's 24 feet so far. The rest I will move out once I get my new greenhouses, and I'll continue this in here. I'll fill this whole greenhouse up with this system. So anyway, this feed line will come up here, and we'll go to 3/4 inch. That's 1.5 to 3/4, and then it will come up, elbow back, and there'll be a shut-off valve there, so you can clean these things out and shut that all off. And that 3/4 inch line is going to feed the feeders into each one of those downspouts. All right, what I found is I went and got these grommets. These things aren't cheap, y'all. I don't know, I spent 50-60 bucks for 100 of them, and a 3/4 inch drill bit. That guy right there is drilled holes in that 3/4 all the way down. And what this does is you pop this into the hole. I can do this one-handed. With a bad thumb, probably not. Anyway, you get the point. That goes in the hole, and then the feed lines, sorry about that, the feed lines go into the grommet, and that pushes that grommet against the outer wall of that hole, and then it feeds straight into there. Alright, you've been updated. Oh, and I also put like a little backer board, and I use that blue insulated panel or whatever you get from Lowe's or Home Depot. The same thing I use in here, this gutter. And this is, I think I'm just going to move this one down to the other end. There's your update. Okay, tubers, I have turned on the pump, and except for the fact that when I turned on this, I had that open way too far down there, and we had nutrient solution spraying everywhere. But does that look right, Wayne? About the right flow rate? I'll show you how I did this down here. I have a heat gun, and basically what I was doing was taking the this bottle and setting it underneath of there. Let's see if I can do that. Alright, I got fans running, so listen closely if you're one of the guys that have problems hearing me. The way I create this curve, this keeps the water from running back out this way, is I take, this is my own idea here. I'm not blaming this one on you, Wayne. Alright, buddy. This is what I did. I just kind of sit the bottle, this mason jar underneath here, just barely, about a 1/4 inch. And then just start heating it. And you can see it creates a little curve, and then once it dries, it'll stay.